Welcome into the Locked On NBA Free Agency 2023 stream. I'm Nick Angstadt from Locked On NBA, and joining me from somewhere where it's humid as you know what outside, Jake Madison of Locked On Pelicans down in New Orleans. Jake Madison, the New Orleans Pelicans didn't extend Herb Jones, and everyone was like, he could be an unrestricted free agent. And then all of a sudden they sign him to a 4-year, $54 million deal. This was the plan all along, right?
Yeah, this has been in the works for quite a while, I think, and that's why you saw the Pelicans decline his team option, which was only for $1.8 million. It would have given them more flexibility this season to sign him to an extension, lock him up for long-term money. You know, it's a good move for New Orleans. I think 4 years, $54 million. It's not, and this is really important, a non-taxpayer mid-level exception. This is an early bird rights exception, so they still have the full non-tax MLE to spend should they want to. The problem is they're literally right at the luxury tax right now, meaning they're probably not going to spend all of that, but they could use it on mid-season acquisitions. You know, it puts them into the tax now, but this probably saves them money long term. I think Herb Jones would have gotten a bigger deal next off season. So it's a prudent piece of business for the Pels right now.
What do you think about this deal as it is for Herb Jones? 4 years, $54 million. Is that a fair price? You said he could possibly get more next year, but what do you think about that deal overall for him?
Yeah, I think it's great when you look at some of the contracts that have been given out so far in free agency. And look, Herb Jones does a lot of things that doesn't show up in the box score that you don't necessarily, see all the time out there on the court. He's not an amazing three-point shooter. He's not an amazing scorer, but he works really well off ball. He's a very good screener. And look, we know what he can do defensively. For a guy that can guard multiple positions, lock down the opponent's best offensive player, look at his games against guys like Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, and others. To have a defensive tool like that I think has still untapped offensive potential, I think the Pelicans are really, really happy with this contract right now. And look, if this team gets too expensive in the future and they're trending that direction, in 2-3 years, this is something, at around $13 million is going to be easily tradable if they need to get out from it.
How does Herb Jones outplay this contract?
Shoot above 37% from three. He started off terribly last year, horribly, under 30% from three. But as the season went on, you saw him creep above 40% for the final 2 months of the season, ended up right around like 33.5%. Not a good number, but from where he was, it showed improvement there. If he can develop a reliable enough three-point shot, even if it's not on a lot of volume, this is a guy that I think has a ton of value to the Pelicans as that defensive stopper and becoming a true 3-and-D kind of guy.
In other news, Jackson Hayes and Billy Hernan-Gomez are no longer on the Pelicans. Do you think that this means something more for the future, or do you think it means more about just those two players individually and their relationship with the Pels?
Mix of both, right? I think you had to decline the team option on Billy Hernan-Gomez, $2.4 million, and renounce the qualifying offer for Jackson Hayes, $7.7 million, right? This is a team that's concerned about the luxury tax. They're one of two franchises in NBA history that has never paid it. I don't think they want to do it right now. So to give Herb Jones this extension and feel comfortable that you wouldn't have to use other assets to move off of those contracts, you had to renounce them now. So I think getting rid of them was more about this deal for Herb Jones. And once you saw them not pick that team option up on Billy Hernan-Gomez, you could see that this was about what Herb Jones was going to get.
Go have a beignet for me. Go enjoy the humidity somehow in the New Orleans nightlife. Jake Madison, great stuff.
I'm so glad I don't have curly hair right now.